Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's welcome the angels of Shabbat with words of Shalom Aleichem. Join with me. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Barachuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedechem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay, I have to apologize. Shabbat Shalom, Cantor.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi
So-
Nanus.
I did it again. Whenever I listen to you sing, I mute myself so I can sing along. And that's why I did have my mute
I
on. Because
thank you for that. Kind
I
gesture.
always have to sing with you. Hi, everyone. I'm Rabbi Susan Nanus with my dear colleague, Cantor Don Gurney, and we're so happy to do Kabbalat Shabbat with you this morning. So we just welcomed in the angels, Shalom Aleichem, and welcoming guests is actually a mitzvah that we learned from the very first part of our Torah portion this week, Vayera, where Abraham is sitting in his tent, and the tent is up on all four directions, the side, so he can see guests. And in fact, he does see three men who turn out to be angels who come to give him very good news that he's going to have a son. But the interesting thing is he runs to them, he washes their feet, he makes a feast for them. And from this, we learn that receiving guests is a huge mitzvah in the Jewish tradition. And the Talmud, Cantor, says when you have a guest, you bring them into the house. And one of the things that it says is don't make them wait too long to eat. Don't just sit around and schmooze and give them cocktails, give them food. Ask them interesting questions so they can engage and feel comfortable. And at the end, when they leave, you should escort them down the street, not just at the door to, walk a little way with them. So there's a whole culture around this idea of Kabbalat Orchim, the receiving of guests. It's very big in the Muslim tradition as well, the receiving of guests. It's a Middle Eastern thing, and it's very beautiful. And so we've received the angels, and now we're going to receive, the whole spirit of Shabbat by lighting the Shabbat candles. And I have them right here. And if you have candles at home and you'd like to light them, these are my beautiful Shabbos candles. Okay, here they are. And I'm going to light them. And Cantor, you'll lead us in the blessing.
I certainly will. So let's all bring some of that beautiful Shabbat light in. We gather around with our families. Let's all join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
So we're going to continue with the Kiddush. If you have your wine cup, please fill it with wine or grape juice and lift it and join us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase v'reshit ki hu yom techilah lemikrae kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki vanu vacharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha ahava uvratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
L'chaim, everyone. And now the challah. We invite you to take your challah, uncover it from its beautiful cloth, and join in the motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
So, B'te'avon, what's your tradition, Cantor? Do you cut the challah or pull the challah?
Pull.
You pull?
Have the challah, pull.
Pull.
And whatever's left, then you can make nice slices out of the rest of it.
My house, we always sliced, but I have a beautiful challah knife just for that. And do you put salt on it?
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes that's a tradition from the time of the temple.
Unless it's a chocolate chip challah.
Yeah. Or a raisin challah.
From the salt.
Or raisin. Wouldn't put that on.
Or raisin, yes.
So we have, entered into I call it the realm of Shabbat, this special spiritual realm. And we are going to now think about a shelter of peace, which we all could use this week with the Hashkivenu.
Beautiful. keys in your home. Sing with me. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Fros aleinu sukat shlomecha, fros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake morning's light. Teach us God wrong from right.
I muted again so I could sing along. So now in the middle of a taste of Shabbat, I'm going to give you a taste of Torah. This week's Parsha is Va'era, which is so packed with stories and narrative. It's hard to choose which part to talk about, but I'm going to choose this part where God actually has a conversation with Abraham and says, I want you to know I'm going to destroy a city called Sodom because the people are so terrible, so sinful, so cruel, so vicious that I can't abide them anymore. Nothing, no teachings, they don't change, and I've decided to destroy them. And Abraham says to God, well, wait a minute. What if there are, I know it's a big city, there are lots of really bad people. What if there are 50 good men? And I'm going to include it in 2021 to say 50 good men and women, 50 good people in the city of Sodom. Will you spare the city? And God says, okay, for 50 good people, I will spare the city. And then Abraham says, well, what if there are 45 good people? Okay, God says 45. What about 40? What about 30? Keeps arguing with God. What about 20? Finally, what about 10? 10 good people, will you spare the city? And God says, for 10 good people, but 10 is the minimum, I will spare the city. And by the way, that is why a minyan today, which is a quorum of 10, a quorum to have a service is 10. A minyan is 10. You need 10 people to say Kaddish, 10 people to read Torah, according to the tradition, because of this story. So what do we learn from this? That Abraham was even willing to argue with God for justice. The highest of the high, the King of Kings, in his mind, the supreme being in every way, he was willing to argue for the sake of justice, and not just argue once, but continually challenge God, asking him to change his decision, which teaches us that we too must argue for justice. We too must talk to even the highest, level of person, to confront them, to challenge them for justice. We shouldn't be afraid, because in our tradition, speaking out for the just, for the people who can't speak out for themselves, is in one of our very first parshas in the whole Torah, setting an example for all of us. So I hope we will go forward, because there are a lot of people in this world who have no one to speak for them. And that is our obligation in our mitzvah. And that is the part of the Torah that I'm teaching you today. Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful teaching. Thank you, Susan.
You're so welcome. So we want to wish everybody a beautiful Shabbos together. Do something special. Don't work. Don't answer your email, your business emails. Take some time with your family. Take a walk. Read a book. Eat something delicious. Enjoy Shabbat, because it is a real gift to all of us.
And I would add, Rabbi Nanus, thank you for that. I would add, we encourage you to join us online at our 6:30 p.m. service this evening from University Campus with Rabbi Eshel and Cantor Shapiro in a beautiful celebration Shabbat. So please tune back in for a full and enriching and beautiful experience, 6:30 p.m. tonight.
Or you can get in your car and go there.
That's also true. Yeah, go in person.
Yeah, you could go in person.
Right, do that now.
Exactly.
So we're going to say Shabbat Shalom with Oseh Shalom. Get ready to sing and dance. Here we go. Let's all join. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.